Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 30th of January. So let's just look at the news events coming out this morning, or today should I say. So let's click on today, would be good. There we go, that's a busy old day we got ahead. I don't know what we're going to do with ourselves. I don't know if I can manage all of that in one day. I've just quickly looked at the news. It's the 30th today. News as in speakers as well. ECB speaker at 1:15. We got a bit of Japanese data. Oh, that's right, at 23:30. So we won't be looking for that then. That's it. That is today's news. Right, on that news, let's get cracking then and look at the markets. Starting off with the euro dollar as ever, and well, still in this sort of consolidated phase. A couple of down days though within it, and popped in a lower high on its route. Am I still bullish on it in the bigger picture? Yes. Am I bullish in it right now? Not really. Just looking at what it's doing here, it's got a weekly and daily pivot on the same chart at the moment. Let me just hide the weeklies because they're a bit confusing. That's it. Let's hide that away, sorry. Don't want to overlap things, sometimes they're just difficult to tell which is which. So looking short at the moment down towards its S1. We'll see what happens come post 8 o'clock, but it does look on the softer side technically at the moment, but the bigger picture, the sentiment's got stronger. I guess it continued to get stronger for the euro, and I can only see upside potential eventually, but we've got this week to get through, and it's a busy week. On Wednesday we've got the Feds giving in new rates, and Thursday we've got the ECB and Bank of England, of course. Talking of the Bank of England, the pound, let's just come out to the bigger time frame here, still chopping along in its short term, this recent tight range, not really doing too much. It's a bit off this morning. This could all change come post 8 o'clock. It is just such a horrible mess though. We really do need to snooze out quickly so we can clear the markets up and get hopefully some sort of form of trend. We started off last week with some lovely trends, and it tightened and tightened as we got towards the end. Dollar yen, lower highs, lower lows kicking through here. Again, preferences to the downside, but it's chopping here and already gone through its R1, S1. It's just not tradable when it's like that for me. I'm not trying to trade out of ranges necessarily. Aussie dollar again, a couple of down, well, one down day and a current down day, but maybe it just wants to get to its weekly pivot. Has been one of the stronger pairs, if not the strongest, over the last week or so, but lots of chop now, and just coming back a bit. Again, looks technically here like it might have more downside in it. Fundamentally, I think it's got more upside in it, and I think we could see this switch quite quickly. Dollar CAD shorted this beauty on Friday, and it was a beast. It just didn't do what we wanted it to do. Came out break even, but it's not what we wanted it to do. We wanted to make money. Didn't even trigger my alert down here to tell me it's nearly cooked. It's just sort of coming back. I'll just come back out a step. I mean, it has broke out this major trend line, but there was major lows. There was significant other factors coming into play. It retested its daily pivot. There was all sorts of reasons why this might have rolled over. Yet it's just gone into a bit of a chop, just like everything else at the moment. In fact, if anything, it's caught the bullish sort of wave again. However, this old trend line that's still sitting there might still have a bit of power on it. We'll see what it does post 8 o'clock. My preference is rather to be short on the US dollar rather than long on the US dollar. Okay, I'll look then let's switch markets and cut into the indices, but before we do that, let's just have a look at gold. There's no surprise here to see it's much in the same picture. Let's just get rid of that alarm there, sorry, as we go through. It's just in the way of the picture of my... So just again, just coming off a little bit here. And consolidate, looks like it, sort of the way it's shaping, looks like it might want to come down to its weekly S1. It's just really ugly and choppy. You know what we do on days like this? Sit on our hands. Crude, well, pretty much a similar picture-ish. It's coming off a little bit. It's just curling around there. Lower highs coming through. Let's put a lower high in here. It's looking soft at the moment, maybe for its S1, but yeah, did get a little gap up, but filled the gap, and looking soft at the moment, but this might be short-lived. It's not far away from support on there. Okay, the indices. You want me to look at the pound CAD? I'll come back to that. Gambles. Morning, Michael. Oil. Look, I've done oil. It's a regular one, right? So the markets are open back in. The CSI 300 is back open. It's gapped up and sold off. there's a summary of that. There's not. I mean, that looks well like tomorrow it might just finish off filling the gap up. Not a lot to say. So I won't. The Nikkei. Again, just consolidating here. It's a bit like the currencies where the euro and everything is consolidating. Well, we've got the consolidation on the equity markets, or some of the equity markets as well. There's not a lot to, I mean, it's still got a bullish bias there. The Nifty 50 has been bearish and continues to, I mean, I've been bearish on this for a while, and it's just continuing to look like a continued short, really. Just rolling and rolling at this stage. Come into the US markets, and S&Ps, well, had a good shove up there. Let's just go through what's going on here. We have got the weekly pivot sitting below with prior highs. That might give some support there. The trend is quite nicely up still. And with the Feds coming towards the end of their cycle, I mean, this week's a big week for the equity markets as well, I guess. Slowdown in interest rates will be a welcome relief. But at the moment, well, it's already through its daily. Might find a bit of support on the S1 there. The daily pivot's just fractionally below. I'll look at that later. Maybe I mean, the bigger picture still for me is pretty much pointing upwards. I know we're pretty close to these prior highs, etc. As I said, it's just looking a bit more bullish. Dow Jones is off this morning, but again, it had a decent run. Really ugly at times, but it's had a decent run. Again, it's not far off its weekly pivot, and looks like it's got some potential there. Nasdaq, so again, well, this is a little bit close to its prior highs here, isn't it? It's right into its prior highs, but again, look, weekly pivot for support. It's just a bit of patience through this morning, see if it comes off to that sort of level. Again, it'll be back down to the S1 on the dailies there, maybe just a little below it, but that it's really a case of waiting for the weeklies there, and then of course making sure they bounce, and sometimes it doesn't, just because it's there it's not necessarily a support level. Okay, the DAX consolidated, and so same as I say, same as the euro, same sort of price action we're seeing through here. Same effect coming off at the moment. Almost could be the same market. Nasdaq, the FTSE, C100, and I think of Nasdaq. So the FTSE twos, it's just gone a little bit soft here at the moment, and technically lower highs in there. It's already below its weekly pivot, looking, say, a little bit more on the softer side, although coming down. Maybe it's just as important those prior lows. We'll see what happens here. Just really quite off at the moment. Lots of chop last week for day after day. As I said, I think it's really a case of waiting this week to see what happens. Okay, right. Who is? Good morning, V. Right, pound CAD. I said I'd come back to that. Quick look at the pound CAD then. Majors. Pound CAD's been quite interesting. It's a bit cleaner. It looks a bit cleaner than some at the moment, doesn't it? It's had a, don't know. It's catching a bit of a bounce at the moment where it is. It's in a bit of a wedge pattern though. It's a bit like the Canadian US in that sort of wedge. Oh, US CAD rather. I'm still looking. I mean, it's not put a confirmed lower high in or higher low. Dancing about where it is. I mean, it is right into its weekly pivot here. If it starts coming off again this morning, if you're short time trading it, it might be worth a look. But it's back above its daily pivot. Difficult one there. It's no clearer than the dollar CAD at the moment. In fact, it looks, as I said, it looks pretty similar-ish. Although the dollar CAD's perhaps a bit stronger. But okay. So yeah, not a clear one for me there. Right, finally, let's just have a quick look at what's happened over the crypto over the weekend. And just come to the higher time frames on that. So good day yesterday. Did wonder if when the cat was away, the mice would have played, and they certainly have. Good solid day yesterday on Bitcoin there. Litecoin, again, solid days. Coming off a bit this morning actually. If I come back to Bitcoin, I was just noticing it's a bit of a sort of thin old pattern at the moment. It's probably divergences over these highs. Might see a bit more consolidation. I would expect to see more consolidation on these, but they, as I've said for a little while now, they are looking better with this weaker dollar. We're seeing the reactions through these markets. Cardano's same. I mean, they're pretty much all pushing up. Ethereum, it's not broken out its highs here, not as solid as Litecoin, but all the same. Off a bit this morning, giving it back a bit of profit taking, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. It's sitting around the highs there. Chain link, same, all the way through here. Solana again pushing through. Ripple. Just get Ripple's just gone off the ball completely at the moment. It's still pushed up a bit there, but it's not had a decent day yesterday like everything else is. It's just yeah, a bit boring, that one. Anyway, on that great note, I will leave you and catch you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.